What's up, everybody? It's me again. Another one of these guys on this planet. Okay, so in the last episode I said I would tell y'all, kind of what happened with me. Alright, so in 2013, October 2013, is whenever me and my family left Germany. That's where we used to live. My dad was in the military and he was stationed there from 2009 to 2013. Or 2012, I'm sorry. 2012. It was October of 2012. We flew. That's the last time I can remember feeling normal. Was around then, some girl that I liked. I don't know, that was the first time I ever took a blade out and put it to my wrist, but I didn't cut myself or anything that time. I was just like flirting with the idea. But that's whenever suicidal thoughts and tendencies started to take place in my life anyway. And so anyway, we flew back to the States. We lived in Missouri for about 6 months, tried to do like a homestead thing. It didn't go well, so we ended up moving back to Texas. Out here in Tyler, actually, is where we came to stay with my mother's mom. My grandmother on my mom's side, not the one with the brain tumor, the other one. She has also passed away, but that was it was cancer that got her though. But so then we ended up moving about 30 miles south of Tyler to a little town called Frankston. And I got a job working at a grocery company called Brookshire's, which is kind of big over here in East Texas. And it's not like H-E-B, that's further south, but up here it's Brookshire's, down there it's H-E-B. It's the same quality. It's like Walmart, but a little bit better quality as far as like, caliber of customers, I'd imagine. I mean, I use Walmart, so I can't really say that Walmart people aren't classy or whatever, but it's not really known for that. But it is awesome. No, I love Walmart. Anyway, so I ended up down here. I met this girl, her name, I'm not going to tell her what her name was, but I met this girl, and I fell in love with her. And I actually proposed to her here at this park, Reagan Park. Right over there, actually. Right over there. That was 2013. It was the 27th this month, actually. And that's what really started everything. We eloped, we ran off together. I was like 16 or 17. And I just had I didn't know, my parents didn't like her, and they didn't want me to talk to her, so I was like, well, I gotta leave then. And I packed a bag, put my social security card, birth certificate, and a couple of clothes, and hit the road, man. And looking back, that's probably the worst mistake I've ever made. Don't ever do that, people. I mean, it goes without saying, right? But to me, it was... I've been reading this book called Oh man, it's about to rain really hard. I've been reading this book called The 7 Habits of Successful People. And I'm habit number 2 or something like that. Anyway, it was talking about your center. Like, what's the center of your life? And you have people who's, like, what it is about them that defines them, what they get their worth from, And it listed a bunch of different centers. Some people are self-centered, which is like, everything's about them. You know what I mean? What can be done for them. And then you got people who are pleasure-centered. Those are people who, like, everything that they see and do all relates to how they can feel good in the moment. And they end up getting almost kind of narcissistic. And, that happened to be the type of person that I was in love with. And I'm the type of person who's, like, spouse-centered. Like, all of my emotional needs and desires and wants and self-worth and everything came from her. And how, so all of my actions were based on that, like, I'm trying to put this in words the right way. maybe I'm not the best person to do this vlog stuff, but the thing I'm trying to say is that it affects your choices and things. So like, without her, I was nothing, you know, at least in my mind. And so I really, and her being the type of person she was, you know, I don't really know why she got with me, to be honest with you. I can't figure that out, because our whole marriage, it was obvious that she was looking for something else. And, you know, I'm not judging her for that. Like, I can't do that. I can't judge people. But, by the way, this is not NOS. I filled it up with Pepsi. I'm so healthy. I already drank the NOS yesterday, but, you know, being with that kind of person and having the type of personality I am, she really had, like, no thought for... She didn't understand, I don't think, how it was affecting me, you know, but she was always trying to find somebody else, and there was a lot of things that happened that really hurt me, and, you know, in turn, out of spite, I did the same thing to her. It wasn't good, man. It was not a good... It was two people who didn't even know who they were, trying to be there for each other, and it really didn't go well. So she was my center, and that was really detrimental for me. And, you know, you have people who are work-centered as well, and, like, everything, they get, like, their self-worth, satisfaction, and motivation, and everything is centered around their careers, which is more productive, I guess, but it's also detrimental to relationships and people that are close to you, and other activities outside of work. You know, if, like, all you can do is work, then something's up with that. I'm reading a lot about Bill Gates, and I think that, like, early in his career with Microsoft, he might have been that way. I don't know, I didn't know him then, you know what I mean, but just from what I was reading, and I can't, like I said, I can't judge people, but these days, he's one of my role models these days, you know, for sure. He's someone who's very proactive as far as, like, giving back. But anyway, so that was a skewed center to have. So this is what I'm learning today. This is what my center was. And now that I'm taking sertraline, it's easier for me to realize that. Like, things aren't such a big deal to me anymore. I don't know. It's just not that serious, you know? So, what I'm trying to say is that, I don't know what I'm trying to say, guys. I don't, but I know that that was an issue, and it might be an issue for you too, but that's the case, and you should think about what your center is, and maybe you could do something about that. I don't know, like, for me, right now, I'm not really sure what my center is. I don't know. But it said that your center shouldn't be things that are dependent on other people and other things, and fickle circumstances in life, because nothing's guaranteed in this life, you know. So, except for one thing, principles are guaranteed. So if your center is on good foundations like principles, then those are something that can be unwavering, and your actions and things and decisions can be made based on what your principles are, as long as those, you know, and that emotions and things can't really affect that as strongly. So you're more of a grounded person if that's the case. What those principles are and what they should be, I think, is very individualized. I think though, everybody, like, conscience, everybody has a conscience, you know, as far as I can tell. Some people might not. I don't know. But even when I was in, like, the nonsense land that I was in, I made some stupid decisions, you know. I did things that hurt people, but I didn't know that was what was happening, because my perception was off, you know. I honestly thought I was doing the right things every time. So I think that even people who do things that are wrong may feel like they're doing the right thing at the time. They may be wrong about that, but, you know, everybody has a conscience. And if they are doing something wrong and they know that, then that's still evidence that they have a conscience. My point in saying that is that That's one of the principles that is universal. Conscience, you know, and whatever your principles are, they probably shouldn't hurt people. You know, like people should be, but should benefit from whatever it is that your principles are. And it also talked about making like a mission statement for your life, which I haven't done yet, but I'm thinking about doing. Just like what you, like it said, imagine the funeral of a loved one, and all the people are there, and you walk in and you sit down in the pew and you realize, and you look in the casket and it's it's your funeral. Like what would you want the people to say about you? And who would you want to be there? And how many people would you want to be there? And then to make a mission statement based on that end result. You know, think about the end from the beginning, kind of a thing. Think about what course you want your life to take, and then plot that course, you know, and build your principles around that, and enact them, you know. So maybe that helps a little bit. That's just what's on my mind today, and it's what I'm kind of going through and learning at the moment. There will be more soon on what else is going on in my brains. Alright, love you guys. Be safe.